Hello everyone, we are 5 minutes away from State of the Game 162. Hope you're all doing good. Today I'm going to have Yannick and Johan on the line. That'll be nice. Good time. We'll chat about what's happening in the game, some of the things that are coming up, some pictures of things. Yeah, really pretty. Alright, we'll see you all soon. Alright, I have Johan and Yannick on the line. We're just going to test our microphones real quick since we are doing the whole working from home thing. Johan, can you hear me?
Hello, Sean. How are you guys doing?
Oh, nice. There he is. Is this your first time on State of the Game, Johan?
Yes, it is my first State of the Game.
It's going to be so fun, don't worry about it. Yannick, how about you?
For sure.
Yep. It's not my first time on State of the Game, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe it was all a dream.
Are you as excited as the first time you did State of the Game?
I'm, yeah, probably as excited and as scared, you know. It's very scary to go like on a State of the Game, so...
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Does it help that people can't see you? Or is it worse?
I don't know, but I see that the bets are on in chat on whether or not they will see my face today.
Spoilers, I mean you will, but it'll just be a picture. We did talk about sending Yannick on a mission to go buy a webcam, so we'll get there. Alright, see you in 3 minutes, everyone. Bye.
Open fire! They're so high! You're going nowhere!
Serious trauma detected. Vital signs critical.
I'll fix you up!
Hostile control point nearby. assistance needed. Agent out of action.
I did it again, everyone. Sorry about it. We have some audio now. I told you all the secrets. State of the game 162. Sorry for the audio issues. It seems to be working now. Unfortunately, I've jumped around on Discord, so while I fix that, we can talk to them, because we can still hear you guys. Can you come in loud and clear? Alright.
Hello. Hello.
Fantastic.
Can you hear me? Is everything fine?
Everything.
So, Hamish, does that mean you did not see the sound?
I did not see the sound, no.
You
It's
see.
just the way I live now. But I'm just going to fix it so we can see Johan. This is not great. Damn it, Discord. Why you do this? And, I'm not happy.
Detected.
You heard me blink?
Proximity.
Yeah, I know, I have very loud blinks. I've been told that.
Alright, we're getting there. I got it. Now we're going to see you in just a second. Here we go. It's coming. Ah, look! Johan! You made it! Can we hear you?
Hope so.
Yeah, okay, it's good.
Cool.
You test, but it does not work. Yes, no, we did test. And then I turned it off for the intro while we were talking, and then I didn't turn it back on. These are the things that happen. Such as the working from home situation. Usually when, this show is hosted, Ella's doing an awesome job pressing buttons and does a way better job than I do. But we're up and running now. Alright, let's start off with the priority alert. So maintenance happened yesterday. It was just a routine maintenance, so there were no player-facing changes there, so there's not a lot to talk about there. Yannick, what can you tell us about the Division 1 global event happenings? What's going on there?
It's still something we're working on. It's a bit tricky because we don't have anyone working on Division 1 anymore, so it takes some time to actually get the builds running again, get the work being done, being able to rebuild, to patch, and all of that. That's a whole pipeline that doesn't exist anymore at Massive, but we have to kind of dig up. So that's why it's taking a bit longer than we would like, but it's still, we're still working on it, and we should have some news very soon.
Okay, cool. It's glad to hear this stuff coming down the pipeline. Yeah, Johan, the PTS obviously been going on the past few weeks. That ended?
Yes. So the PTS server shut down earlier today.
Vital signs critical.
And just wanted to, first of all, take a moment to thank everybody who was involved and provided feedback, etc. It's not only the patch notes, but thanks to PTS. It's all super appreciated. So all you guys on forum, Reddit, Discord that have been trying it out and giving us your thoughts, thank you very much. It's going to be super helpful to try to ensure that LFA 10 is as good as it can be. And just thank you. And beyond that, I just wanted to quickly mention one thing, because there was a particular thing missing from the PTS free patch notes, namely the cooldown increase to the Banshee. I just wanted to say that this was unintentional. It was supposed to be in the patch notes. And when it comes to this, especially on the PTS, something to keep in mind that these test servers are very much like live builds coming straight from the fire, so to speak, and we are receiving changes on a very short notice before the PTS phases goes live. But we'll definitely try to ensure in the future that we have those changes available in the patch notes so you know exactly what's going on. But yeah, beyond that, PTS is now closed for Title of the 10, and once again, thank you for participating in the testing phases.
All right. So
in chat, there's the real poll that's asking if we were able to take some feedback from PTS3 into TU10. Yes, absolutely. I mean, the idea with PTS3 was to have something as close as possible to what TU10 was going to be, but still have the ability to take some of the feedback with us. So we are doing that, and there's a few final tweaks that we are adding to the update based on PTS3 feedback. So it was definitely worth it.
I actually do have a special surprise for everyone. Before we start talking about TU10, there was a video made, a little behind the scenes working from home, and it actually proves that Yannick has a face that moves. So we're going to get into showing that before we start talking about TU10. Alright? Does that sound good? We're gonna cut to that just now.
On our side, it's been a bit more than 2 months now since we've implemented working from home for the entire team. And I have to say I couldn't be more proud of the way the team reacted and adapted to this new situation. Everybody now is working on our next big milestone, which is Title Update 10. This update will come with Season 2, finally our new raid, Operation Iron Horse, but also a general pass on the game. This pass is focused on 2 things. 1, it's quality, so that means a lot of bug fixes. And 2, it's what we've been calling generosity. So that includes difficulty, player power, and rewards. All of this will come out on June 16th, so that's the release date for Title Update 10. Then, 1 week later, on June 23rd, will be the beginning of Season 2. After that, in beginning of July, we will make the raid, Operation Iron Horse, available to all level 40 players. So that should give you a bit of time between the release of TU10 and the opening of the raid in order to get ready. But enough for me now, so let's hear it from the team and see what they've been working on.
Hey everyone, my name is Bruce Kelly, game designer on The Division, and welcome to my work from home battle station. Everyone on the team's been working super hard on getting Title Update 10 out the door, and we can't wait to share and show you guys what we have cooking. So stay tuned and stay safe. Bye.
Hi, my name is Ella Hallberg and I'm a conflict specialist, and for TU10 I've mostly been working on stuff for State of the Game as well as other exciting streams coming up.
Hi there, my name's Tom Mayer. I'm a narrative designer and this is my crazy quarantine hair. I've been working on the Raid 2, which is equally hair-raising and very epic, and I really hope you enjoy it.
Hallo iedereen, mijn naam is Nicky Kuppens en ik ben senior game designer op Division 2. En ook vanuit thuis ben ik druk bezig met alles wat met loot te maken heeft.
Hi, my name's Lauren Stone. I'm writer on The Division. I look forward to you guys playing the raid while I work from home and try to keep this raid under control. Warring classes.
Hey agents, I'm Dan, one of your community managers, and right now, I'm checking out the forums, looking at feedback from Title Update 9.1, and getting ready for TU10.
Hey, my name is Fabian, and I'm a game programmer on The Division 2. For this update, I've been doing a lot of bug fixes, but also improvements to the use. I'm also working on something for a future update, so I don't have to wait another time. See ya!
Salut à vous, moi c'est Sébastien Lacoutry, je suis senior game designer sur le Raid 2. On attaque notre 9e semaine de confinement. Et
on vous prête notre rapport pour qu'il termine le meilleur raid possible.
Hey, ik ben Sjoukje, ik ben UI Technical Artist bij Massive en op dit moment werk ik hier aan wat updates voor Global Events Leagues and Seasons.
Hi everyone, Hamish from the content team. This is where we've been doing State of the Game for the past few months, and we'll be gearing up siren streams coming really soon.
Trick Dempsey, senior game designer on The Division 2, and I am working on future seasons and global events.
Hi agents, I'm Stacey, development tester on The Division. I've been working on the PTF and sending builds to our validation teams for testing.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Vick. I'm a game designer on The Division 2. For TU10, I've been working on the enemies that you'll fight in Season 2, and also the new sports station to activate to change up combat.
We hope you will enjoy Title Update 10, and we just can't wait to share it with you and hear what you think about it. So until then, thank you for watching and stay safe.
That's fucking adorable.
Alright, and we're back. Proof the game has been fixed. And sometimes we're close.
That's just a t-shirt, you know, it's not a
Love it. My favorite bit of the mission is the guys on the video was on. One, Lawrence Dogfight, but also the fact that Mackenzie doesn't mention his cat and he just kind of looks a bit terrified of them, like they're in charge. Just like,
it's keeping its cool, it's doing this big thing.
Great stuff.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, still be able to see it runs from the game.
Disappointed I wasn't wearing a turtleneck. That's true. That's actually true. It's probably too long on that day.
Yeah. That being said, that's a good segue into the TU10 developer discussion. No, TU10 discussion, the developer video we just had. Can will you guys write it out? Can you put the release date on it?
I dropped it already.
Yeah, Yannick made me with that. Yeah, it's going to come in June 16th, so next week is when TU10 will come available for everyone, which is not too far. So just 1 week, less than 1 week actually, and you'll be able to jump in.
Very cool. But we haven't said when Season 2 is coming yet. We're going to talk about that soon.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
And also, yeah,
Civilians in danger.
So I just want to go through a few of the things that still some people don't really understand the update is free. It's a health and balance post update. You've seen the technical PTS before this. It changes weapons and talents and brands and gear sets. We've gone through those a lot, of course. And the patch notes, you'll get the find those here.
The patch notes is on the official forums. Right now you will have the patch notes for all 3 PTS spaces, but of course you will have the full patch notes for Title Update 10. We aim to release them by Monday next week, so the 15th, so you'll have those available then. But you can get a really good idea of what the update is doing by looking at PTS patch notes.
Here's the improvable support board as well. I think we've got to miss that. It's how the load stuff that Fabian mentioned in the video. Growth in there on all of this in the previous weeks. Johan, what are you most excited about for
that question? I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff there. I think that it's probably just increasing damage to weapons as well, because if you're not familiar with the patch notes so far, almost every weapon in the game is increasing damage. So you will be inflicting more damage on enemies, and you will have a shorter kill AD, which is something that I'm really looking forward to, because I really like to have that sort of feeling of, you know, I'm this badass agent just taking on the bad guys. So that's probably definitely my favorite. There's also a lot of really cool stuff as well. You know, I don't even know where to begin, but you have the season, you have the raid, and a lot of bug fixes, balancing to various things, both in PvE and PvP, and there's a lot to look forward to.
We'll recap this all in a second, but Yannick, what about you? What are you most excited about?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm excited to try to put together SMG builds today. They've been pretty underwhelming until now, so I'm really excited to try to make SMG work and have fun with that. And yeah, Season 2, I'm actually really excited about Season 2.
Alright, thank you for the segue. We're going to talk about Season 2 now. That's the next on my list. Can you tell us when that is?
Yeah, so that was the video as well.
I know, but people don't come to the stream. Like, they go up into the stream. I'm trying to make it relevant for new people, Yannick.
It's going to be 1 week after the release of TU10, so on June 23rd, on that Tuesday, Season 2 will start.
Perfect. That's really cool. So, you've got 1 week of seasonal downtime, effectively.
Yeah.
That gives you, what, 6 more days to complete the current one? On that note, so let's say I'm one of those people who's out there and I still have a few things on my list to take off. I actually do, but they're super close to finishing the season. What if someone feels like they're in a position where they don't have time?
Medical assistance needed.
Well, I mean, you have to finish it before June 16th, because when TU10 comes out, Season 1 will be over.
Serious trauma detected.
You have to finish it before then. And there will be 1 week of buffer where there is no season active.
Backup request.
Months, and then after that, 23rd, season 2 starts.
Are there any ways to get the EMP sticky?
Yes. Yes. You will be able to get the EMP sticky as part of the Season 2. You will be able to at some point replay the mission of the final mission.
Alright, just so people know there's what one of these happens. Maybe you're away on holiday, although I don't imagine you would be. Depending on where you live in the world. Right, so let's talk about Season 2. What are some of the new things we can look forward to in Season 2, yeah?
Well, first there's a new manhunt, so there's a new targets and a new set of targets with their own stories and their own motivations. global event coming with this season, so we're going to be rotating with some of the global events from season 1, but we're also adding a new one.
Serious trauma detected.
There's a bunch of new items. We have new exotics, we have a new gear set, we have a new plant.
So a new exotic for the revolver, correct? I'm going to pull that up right now. Super cool.
Vital signs critical.
Take a look at that new exotic.
Agent
I love
incapacitated.
that one. It's very, very cool. So we can expect that coming. We have a new gear set coming in Season 2. I'm going to pull that up right now. Man.
Agent killed.
It's very great looking.
Yeah.
I mean, anything with a rat on it, like that revolver, I'm super into. Rats are cute, man. Alright. What else can people expect? Obviously, that's not everything that's coming, and I don't have screenshots of the other exotic just yet.
Yeah. No, and people are pointing out that this is a raid exotic. Could be. I can't remember which ones are in the raid and which ones are in the season. But so we have some that are with the season, and yes, this is the list that I gave here is not including the raid rewards.
Yeah.
So the Regulus itself, that revolver, is in fact related to the second raid. So it is a raid exotic. Yeah.
Nice. So here on my list, with a new global event, I see new exotics and gear sets. 2 exotics for that, 1 gear set and 1 brand set. We have new leagues. We have a new skill variant, the healing track. With Raid 2, and we'll talk a little bit about dates in a second, but there's 2 exotics for the Raid and 2 gear sets. So in TU10, including the Raid, that would mean 4 exotics and 3 gear sets, correct?
Yep.
Right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Raid. And I have a nice picture to bring up of the Foundry. What can you tell us in terms of when people can expect it? I don't think of a release date today. What's the latest on that?
No. So it's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming soon. We don't have a date to give just yet. In the video, I say, I think I say something, but it's.
I think you say early July.
I say early July, but it might be proven to be wrong. So at the moment, we're just saying soon. Stay tuned. We'll be giving you a date pretty soon.
Yep, we'll be in an upcoming stream talking to the folks over at Annecy who worked on it, so there'll be a lot of information coming straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So that's again, soon TM, but it is soon. The raid will be there. So get your builds prepped. I know it's a lot of people been doing that for a long time. Are there similar things that people can expect from the raid? I know that during the first raid we had people who were able to, if they were the first completion, take a picture of the White House. Is that something we're doing again?
I'll kill you with my bare hands!
Johan?
I mean, yes. I think that we want to definitely do some sort of celebration for the world first. At least just like we did with Operation Dark Hours. And I think, while it's a bit too early to go into detail about this sort of thing, definitely something like that will be happening. And you can look forward to more news about that as well, closer to the release of the raid.
Yeah, we'll have more information about that real soon. Yannick and Johan, if you see any questions in the chat, now's a good time to but actually, while we're a recap of what people can expect from
I just want to address because I see a discussion in chat about the paid aspect of Season 2, so I just want to clarify that. So Season 2 is free for all Warlords of New York players. It's Warlords of New York content, so you need to be level 40 to play it. But if you're level 40, you can play Season 2 for free. You get access to the new manhunt, you get access to all the events, you get access to the free reward track. What you're buying, and it costs 1,000 premium credits, is basically the season pass, which unlocks the extra reward track, so the premium track that unlocks new rewards as you level up your season. But the access to all the events, the access to all the content of the season, this is for all Warlords of New York players. Because I see a lot of confusion in people talking that you need to pay to access the season, and that's it's not the case.
Yeah, because like you said, it's stronger than
I mean, it's not it's the first time, but it's actually there's actually going to be a price point on it since the first one was free. So so it's normal, but it's not clear. But once it will be out there, it will be very clear. Yeah, the access to the season is for everyone. What you're buying is just extra rewards.
Yeah. Quickly, I would also like to clarify like the sources of the new topics in TU10, as I've seen some confusion on that. So as I mentioned earlier, the Reckless and the Ravenous are both related to the way that we get it. Secondly, the Vile and Mantis, if you're familiar with the details as well, they will be tied to the Season 2, but they will be available for starting as soon as the update goes out, just like the Season 1 exotic. So those are the sources for the new alternative exotics, and hopefully that clarifies things.
Players asking about matchmaking, no, we are not changing the matchmaking rules for Raid 2, so there will be no matchmaking for Raid 2. We better get it done now and try to build it still believe
I'll strike this once you buy Season 3. Same. Okay. There's Agent highlights today a little bit different. There's some special things that we have community outside of that. We'll still be looking at chat. Questions and assistance needed. I'm sure you'll put 1 minute data of some of the red builds put together, which is really cool. It's a short documentary, 25 minutes. We're not what the game is like. I think that can be safe.
And that's how you do it. That's just one battle.
Lost already, huh? Come on, stick your head up. You like to stir things up on Saturday morning, don't you? Oh, I see you managed to give your avatar a haircut. That barber didn't leave one strand of hair on your head, did he, Gary?
No. No, he's not working.
Did you ever meet younger players and then they you don't even tell them your age and they just think that you're just a young gamer like that?
Some of them do, and then you tell them not quite surprised, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what I would like to see is some people's reaction to that, because I would be totally surprised if I was playing somebody and they said they were in their 70s. I would be dumbfounded.
Really cool. I don't know if any of you guys haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but it's like, it gives me the feels, and I just, that's what I want my life to be. Like when I know that we've probably talked about it, I'm pretty sure I've had this conversation with you before, Yannick, that retirement for people of our generation is likely going to be very different than our parents. Sure. But there's already some who have beaten us to it. It's going to be very cool. So go and check that out. It's on redbull.com. If you search for Game of Life, you can find it. If any of the mods can find a link to that, and go and check it out. Blocky and Al says that they've already seen it, and it was great. He says I'm 80 years old and play the Division 2. Winky face. I don't believe you. Actually, I'd actually like to kind of track down the oldest, the Division player. Oh, that's for another day. Anyway, so this is. Sorry, Yannick. You were going to say something?
No, I'm just sorry. I'm going through chat. There's a couple of things I wanted to address, if you don't mind. Someone, sorry, I forgot your name. I think it was Rami XP or something like that. Was asking, saying that Trick talked about the fact that there would be improvements to groups when it comes to objectives that are based on kills and things like that. Asking for confirmation on that. And yes, with Season 2 we've made improvements to global events and things like that, where when you have objectives that require you to kill enemies, now it will register group contributions as well. So it's no longer just something that takes your kills, but participating as a group. Assist one is going to be taken into account as well. It's going to make group play much more interesting. The other thing I just wanted to address, it's more of a general comment, I see it all the time. I think I talked about it last week, so I wanted to give an update on that. People were asking about stash space and inventory space, and I said last week that, was it last week or one before that?
I think it was last week we talked about it.
Yeah, that when we did the increase, we increased it to as high as possible, thinking that would be a one-time only. I did though still investigate because I see the ask. But the bad news is that yes, we really actually stretched it as far as we could when we made the increase. So we are not able to increase it any further because if we do that, then we are going to be introducing connectivity issues and latency and stuff like that because of the size.
Okay, well thank you. No, it's really good to know. At least we have a final answer on that. The next awesome agent highlights thing that I want to show has been, I don't know if you've been seeing some little things on Twitter about it popping up. Maybe it's, it's been in the works for a little while, but it is super cool. I know that we show a lot of cosplayers here during the agent highlight stuff, but this is that on crack. It's insane. It's super, super cool. I'm going to leave it running. It's, for some reason, exactly 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, so blaze it, and we'll be back in 4 minutes and 20 seconds to talk about how awesome this whole thing is. Thank you, Division cosplayers.
Thank you, guys.
Our agent has joined your team.
Hey, agents. Good to see you on the field. So, you think you have what it takes to save what remains? Let's see that.
Serious trauma detected.
Shooting grenade.
Hostile control point nearby.
That's a lot. We were just chatting about it while that was playing through. And I mean, there's obviously some crazy highlights. I know Chat is a big fan of Agent Item, Detective Corby. What about you when you watch that? What gets you?
I think that's fine. It's great to see everyone and see the creativity in the cosplay community and seeing everyone work together. What really gets me is also seeing some of our like real, OG cosplayers against there. Like we have Romex, we have Keelan, we have Dave. Matching has been here for a while as well. So it's really cool to see the whole community together.
Yeah, it's pretty special. What about you? Anything about you?
Everything? I mean, it's so many good cosplayers. I've always had like a little bit of a hunter cosplays are just so cool and scary looking. I really like them. So personally, probably not, but overall, it's just extremely good stuff.
I think it was Miserit's one that like the shot just opens up with you see the watches first, and then the other lights come on. That's super cool. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone involved. I'm going to run through it. We've got Mad, Kinga, Goose, who you can actually find this video on his channel. So if you go to Dennis Goosev's channel, if anyone can actually link to this video, that would be fantastic in chat. We got the O-Pro, Phoenix Nicholas, Moonlight, Neo Nescent, No Hope Out There, Alex Anderson, Shaniga, Dothead Curious, and Zuki TV, as well as Agent Ein, the Tactical Corgi. You got Splinter Shield, Wild Max, who is doing a great job sanitizing stuff, very on brand for him. You've got Shrapnel, Frosty, Keelan, DB Dave. You've got Scoomy, the Inked Rabbit, Joan Lang, Agent Civvy, Melly Carter, Nizaret, who I mentioned before, Otto Simmer, The Real Crazy Joe, Lonex. You've got Eidolon and Golf Bravo as well. But very cool. Thank you so much for putting that together. It really means a lot, especially during this time when everyone kind of needs some cool stuff to hang on to in the world.
Do you have some of them watching actually? Do you have some of them in chat?
I'm sure. Yeah, Neo Nescent's there.
Yeah?
Ella's apparently posting the wrong link. Matt's here. Yeah, if you are in chat and you are one of those people, please put your hand up if you are.
Can't see, I'm clapping.
I'll do it for you.
Good job.
Very well. Johan, you have any other things you want to get to before we finish things off today?
There's a couple of things I would like to bring up real quick. First, it's something that I've seen a chat on Reddit, forum, etc. It's exactly where are the new gear sets coming from, just as the clarification about exotics. So, two of the new gear sets, namely Future Initiative and Bulwark, will be tied to the new raid that is coming up, while the third one, Eclipse Protocol, will be part of the season. Same as the exotics, it's guaranteed through seasonal progression. However, you can get it through normal loot as soon as TU10 arrives. Just so everybody's aware of that. Secondly, I just want to quickly mention a thing about audio localization in TU10. So, because of the current situation worldwide, they will be missing localization for audio in many of the dialogue, which you will find in File Update 10. Obviously, the priority is the safety of the voice actors. So, you will, if you play the game in a different language than English, you will probably hear, or most definitely hear, English dialogues on the new content. As soon as we can and are able to record and incorporate them into the game, we will add those dialogues into your language of choice. And yeah, that was it. I just wanted to get those two things out there, so
Yeah, can you just give us a quick recap of the dates that people need to keep in mind for the next couple of weeks and what is coming on those dates?
Yes, so June 16th, so next Tuesday, TU10 is coming out. So yeah, that's TU10, the update. Then 1 week after that, so June 23rd, we have the second season that will start. And then after that, at an undisclosed date that may or may not be early July. It would be the way to.
Okay, very good. Final patch notes, Johan, people, or where people can find them?
So the final patch notes will become available on our official forums, so forums.ub.com, at sometime during the day on Monday. I cannot guarantee an exact time, but definitely during the week on Monday they will become available. So you will have the full list of changes, fixing, balancing, additions to the game, etc.
Fantastic. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for today, unless you guys have anything else we need to get to quickly. One last chance.
I just saw someone asking about new game modes. We've confirmed that already. Yes, we are working on the new PvE game modes. More information on that later.
And as soon as we can, we will put that. Alright.
It's a bit too early.
Yeah. That's going to be all for today. Johan, you did so great when you first started the game. Thank you. Congrats. Guys, clap it.
Woo! No, it's been really fun, and just wanted to say thank all of you. I mean, I've been around for the division in a long time, and it's fun to be on state of the game as well. So,
cool. Well, that means you're going to get worked into a whole lot more. Alright, we will see all of you again next week. We're going to show some Division 2 photos. Thank you to everyone who keeps sending those in on Twitter. You can use hashtag Division 2 photos to make sure that we can see those and potentially include them in our set of games. Alright, we will see you all again next week, at which point we'll be enjoying new stuff. Alright, have a great week, everyone. Take care of yourself. Yannick, what?
Yes, good one.
We're going to go.
Yep.
Supply room access unlocked.
Something smells delightfully horrible.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Access key detected. Agent requesting backup.
The meaning of righteousness has changed, and we cannot stand by. Progress.
Hostile broadcast picked up. Incoming hostiles detected.
First, how far are they? Big gun!
signs critical. Supply room access unlocked. Control point detected.
I don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you. Yeah. Just try to stop. Hey, what are we waiting for? We could really use a supply run.
Incoming backup request.
Welcome back, agents, to another Division 2 upload. I'm Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer, and today I am going to quickly cover the latest news from the State of the Game stream, including more information concerning Title Update 10 and the upcoming start of the second season. But before we begin the breakdown, we are rapidly approaching 50,000 subs on the channel, and I would kindly ask that if you haven't yet done so, please take just a moment to smash that sub button and ring the bell to never miss another upload notification from my YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. Alright, agents, I'm going to do my very best to just rip through these different announcements that were made on today's State of the Game stream, give you as much information as I can in as short a time span as possible. So let's just start off with it. Today's stream was conducted by Hamish, Johan, and Yannick, and there were just a few general announcements made at the beginning. Number one, there was a maintenance performed on the Division 2 servers yesterday. It was normal, there was no changes made to the game. Yannick did also address that Division 1 global events are still a work in progress, as they have nobody working on the game. Now, even though I don't play the Division 1 anymore, I really enjoyed those previous GEs for the increased player power fantasy and how they could be completed either in a group or solo, and it's something that I think that is missing in the Division 2. So I am really hopeful that they can sort out the workforce needs and get those global events planned appropriately for Division 1, because that was still a great game in my mind. I miss kind of that squad play that we had in Division 1. Further announcements were made today that the PTS on PC ended earlier today. So we went through a PTS Phase 1, a Phase 2, a Phase 3. Those are now done. It was also mentioned that they made tweaks on Phase 3 going into what is going to be now Title Update 10, which is next week. I'll discuss that in a moment. But those tweaks weren't actually elaborated on, so I would be interested to find out, possibly somebody from the design team can tell me what were those tweaks that Yannick mentioned. Also mentioned on stream, there was a cooldown change to the banshee pulse, and it was missing from the patch notes. This was, I guess, revealed that it was unintentional. And I did cover it in my previous video. I did show quite a few differences on the CC effect skill builds, how the cooldowns are still quite high. The durations have been basically cut in half. So I'll probably address that a little later in this video. Anyway, I also wanted to show you, this was a timeline discussed on the screen. Showing on your screens right now are basically the next three, I guess, updates coming for Division 2. First, on June the 16th, is going to be Title Update 10. That is what they're considering a general health and balance pass to the game, so no new content. And as you can see at the bottom of the graphic, it says loot generosity, player power, overall experience. So I think leading up to Title Update 10, we've seen the outliers for the NPCs kind of rein back in. For those of you who've watched my patch notes coverage of the Title Update 10 PC PTS, you know that there was quite a few balance changes and I guess buffs made to the weaponry. So I think with the scaling back of the lethality of the NPCs and the general increase in our basically our DPS, our player power fantasies are going to increase. Alright, so also moving on to Season 2, that's the middle graphic, that starts a week after. So we're going to get TU10 next week on Tuesday the 16th. A week after that, Season 2 will start. That's going to be a whole new manhunt, 12 weeks of events, and a new reward track. I will discuss that in a moment. Don't worry about that. And they also teased on the next raid, the Iron Force raid. That's going to be in July, early July. But there was like this caveat that Yannick mentioned as well, that it may be later. So we may be in that next phase of waiting and waiting and waiting for the next raid. You can see new raid coming soon. This is the right hand infographic. 8-player challenge, level 30 and level 40 exclusive rewards. So those are the next three upcoming events for the Division 2. There was a brief discussion about Title Update 10, where they did, once again, just recap. This is a health and balance focused update, and you can find all of the PTS patch notes on the YouTube forums. I'll leave a link in the video description for those who want to go over and see it, but you can see Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, or you can just check on my channel. I covered all 3 of those patch notes iterations on the channel at length if you want to watch those. There was also this kind of, I guess, interesting developer video that they flashed up there with all the different members of the dev team from home, and they basically talked really briefly about what they were working on. And one of the things that was mentioned was targeted loot has been updated, although no details were given, but that is certainly an item that needs to be handled. Targeted loot, theory is not a good idea, so you can actually go out and have a better chance of trying to get the exact piece you're looking for. It's clearly shown that it's not quite up to snuff. They said they've been working on it. No details were given. And then there was also a brief discussion on, I guess Johan kind of chimed in, that he's really looking forward to how the weaponry has been developed to increase the player power fantasy. And player power fantasy is really important in this game, but what we also need addressed is grind versus reward, and that was not really discussed in today's Title Update 10 discussion. I really look forward to seeing a healthy debate about that coming up in the future. Hopefully, before Title Update 10 comes out, which is next week, we'll get some further details about that. But I really want to understand and get into the meat and potatoes of what is being done, not only to increase our player power fantasies, our output of damage,
Immediate
how
medical
powerful we
assistance
feel
needed.
versus the targets that we're taking on, but also that risk versus reward. I'd like to see some cold hard stats as far as that goes. Alright, so the next topic of discussion is Season 2. And right off the bat, you can complete all your objectives for Season 1 prior to Season 2 launching, or you could miss out on your Season 1 rewards. So if you haven't completed your manhunts, etc., you need to get those done before Season 2 launches, or you're going to miss out on those targets and the target loot and all the exotics, or whatever the different reward tracks, whatever you're missing. They also announced that the new manhunt is going to include a new set of targets, which we expected. It's going to have a new backstory, which we expected. And I assume that just like in Season 1, once you complete those manhunt targets, you're talking about new skills. They also announced a new global event. It's going to recycle some of the Season 1 modifiers and also add in some new Season 2 modifiers. So those are going to be during the global event, you know, the specific objectives and the different parameters for what you have to encounter. I don't know how I feel so much about Season 1 modifiers coming back. I honestly didn't enjoy most of them, other than maybe Polarity Switch. The rest of them were just uber grindy. I didn't feel more powerful. I actually felt weaker doing these seasons, and in general, I did not enjoy them. Plus the fact that I play solo quite a bit, and some of those were extremely difficult. Just getting the prerequisite amount of NPCs to even spawn in, like for instance, you know, catch 3 on fire with a flame grenade or something. It just wasn't scaled to solo players, and it was actually very grindy, and I find myself at many times just finding other games to play, which I've never said about the Division in the past. There was also discussion about some of the new exotics, etc. They showed the new Regulus on stream, talked about it was tied to seasons. It isn't actually tied to seasons. It is a raid-specific revolver, but there are new gear sets in Season 2. It was also announced that there's a new trap skill called the Healing Trap skill that's going to be part of the season reward track. And then a very, 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 very important announcement was made that the new season, Seasons 2, is free for all Warlords of New York owners. So if you own Warlords of New York, you don't have to pay for Seasons number 2. However, if you want the premium reward track, that's going to be 1,000 premium credits. So that's going to basically come down to about $10 US. So once again, if you own Warlords of New York and you're level 40, because the content is centered around level 40 work, possibly in Warlords of New York and the DLC, so you're going to need to own that and be level 40 to handle this. If you want the premium reward track, that's going to be basically $10. Moving along to the next raid, and it was teased that it may be launched in early July, according to this informational video that they showed on stream. But after the video ended, there was like this walk back just a little bit. It said there's still no exact date, and it's just, you know, to be determined. So it could be in early July, it could be mid-July, it could be August. We don't know. There was no exact date to it, and I think this is causing possibly a source of contention between the gamer base and the dev team, that we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And every time we think that it's going to be launching with the next title update, it's not. I would highly encourage the dev team, just let's give us some information, give us some snippets, more than just a few screenshots of what's going on. Maybe feature some gameplay, just anything. I know that they did talk about in an upcoming stream they're going to include an interview with the team at Annecy. That's one of their studios. That's the studio that actually came up with the Dark Hours raid. They're going to be talking about some more specific raid details in that upcoming stream, but even that upcoming stream, the date wasn't announced. So it's just a constant state of to be determined. It's like hurry up to wait and wait and wait some more. And it was a brief discussion as well about the Foundry World's First celebration, kind of like, you know, the artwork that they have in the base of operations for the world's first. It shows the gamers tags for the first team in the world that completed the Dark Hours raid. They're talking about doing something similar for the Foundry, but once again, no details were given about that. And I would like to reiterate, we need more details about this. This is a cornerstone of what the gamer base has to look forward to, and we really need more information about it. Towards the end of the stream, both Johan and Yannick answered some random questions out of chat. And one of the questions that was posed to them was what has been done to improve the player experience for solo and group play in the global events, and mainly towards the accommodations and completing the different objectives, because they're very difficult to complete for solo players, especially because you just can't get enough NPCs to spawn. And then also, if you didn't get the killing blow or perform the action specifically yourself, it didn't count towards your objectives. They said some improvements were made, although no details were given. There was also a question about stash base and for increases. Yannick once again said there are no plans to increase that. When they made the stash base up to the current size it is, that's pretty much stressed the servers to the nth degree. They're not able to do anything further. It was also unveiled or announced that Future Initiative and Bulwark are both tied to the new raid, although Eclipse Protocol is tied to the season, and you can find that in the open world. And then it was also announced that the final patch notes for TU10 will be coming this Monday, which will be the 15th, a day prior to Update 10 going live. Alright, so my general impressions about today's stream is, although there weren't many intensive specifics given about, you know, certain things that I thought needed to be covered, there was some basic information provided. What was missing, at least in my eyes, is number one, they didn't talk about the real reasons, besides what we saw in the patch notes, the real reason for that recent crowd control skill nerf, and heavy nerf, which I covered in a previous video of mine. I think that needed to be addressed a little bit more. And also, what is their master plan for build diversity going into the title? And I thought today would have been a perfect opportunity to discuss that. Maybe have Bruce on stream or something like that can really go into some details and provide some clarity, because from everything that I'm seeing in the previous title updates, they've been scaling back the outliers of the NPCs, they've been scaling back the NPC damage, and now for title update 10, as you can see, they've increased our player power fantasy, so they're increasing our damage output. And I know that they pulled back on the CC skills and etc., because they felt that they were basically stun locking NPCs for far too long and basically just nullifying lots of content. But by scaling back the NPCs, scaling back their aggressiveness, scaling back basically what are those outliers, their damage output, and then increasing our damage output, are they not locking us into a just all red DPS meta? I mean, I look forward to reading your feedback, as I always do. I try and read everyone's comments on my videos. But this feels to me that by pulling back the NPCs and then further increasing our damage output, we're going to basically take tanks off the board. We're going to take tanks out of the meta. We're going to take healers out of the meta. They've already clearly taken crowd control skill builds out of the meta. and it's just going to become this all red shooting gallery where everyone's just going to spec into damage, 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 because now with the NPCs not spamming those drones so much, with those outliers cut back, and basically they've reduced their aggressiveness and everything, players are now going to feel more emboldened to go into an all-red build and take it into Legendary and just go ham in there, because there are no repercussions. There are no aggressive NPCs storming at them. There aren't those really heavy damage outputs, at least from everything that I've seen as far as leading up to TU10. Once again, I'd be really interested to think what you guys think of what the new meta is going to look like. For me, everything on paper, all the stats that I'm seeing, this looks like we're going to be headed to an all-red DPS meta. That's going to wrap up today's Division 2 news recap, and I look forward to reading your feedback in the comments section below. If you want more of this intensive Division content in your lives, please smash the sub button and ring the notifications bell to never miss another upload. If you liked the video, rate it with a thumbs up, if not with a thumbs down. If you are up to supporting my full-time content creation outside of YouTube, I will include links to my Patreon and Teespring store in the video description below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for all my latest thoughts concerning most things gaming related, and until the next one, this is Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer, signing off.
Reinforcements en route. Incoming hostiles detected. supply room access. Unlocked. Agent in need of backup.
want to check in soon. I don't know about you, but I could use a break from the news. Here's some music from one of our local bands. Okay, that was a band whose name I can never remember with the track whose name I also can't remember. Damn, I need some coffee. Too bad we ran out 3 months ago. Anyway, welcome back to Rooftops Radio with Carrie. So, I heard in prison people used to make toilet wine. It feels like we should be able to make some, hopefully not in a toilet wine with all the wild fruits and berries. I don't know about you, but drinking a glass of sangria under a sunshade, listening to the whir of a turbine, is my new fantasy. And one that I think we could achieve if someone went down and harvested some of the cherries from those 3,000 trees the Emperor of Japan gave us in 1912. I'm just saying, we should have a fuck ton of cherries. And that shit could be one. I think we could all use a pick-me-up. Here's some tunes for your afternoon.
Agent requesting backup.
I hope you enjoyed that